So, welcome, the one and only, the infamous Nikki Phoenix. How are you doing?
Yay. I am great. How are you doing? How is Antigua?
Awesome.
What's
I'm
happening
awesome.
here?
It's blazing hot here in Antigua, but I'm not gonna complain. I have life. Amen. I have life, I have health, I have strength.
Amen.
So I'm grateful. It as well.
Amen. That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's what's up. How is it over there in London?
Getting cold. I
Getting
have to say
cold.
the weather is changing, but I haven't been out much, with this whole coronavirus and everything. I'm just trying to stay in, keep us covered,
That's right. That's right. Shouldn't be any other way. And
Definitely.
speaking of us,
Yes. So there is an us, and then there is us. So it's
That's
now
right.
three of us.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the us, not too much, because we don't like too much, PSAs.
Everything. Everything. But I have to say, I got married a couple of months ago. Is it a couple of months?
Awesome.
You were there, right? You
Yes,
were
I
like
was there. I was
all
there.
up in that. You were all up in there.
I was all up in there.
Yeah. So I'm married and we are expecting.
Amen. 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 And I know you guys don't want to know what the sex is, but no, we're not going to go into what are you expecting. We're just going to say, hey, a blessed bundle of joy is going to come forth on the ordained day, and we
saucy like mommy.
for his or her arrival.
Yes, saucy like mommy.
I know.
Forced to be with like daddy, like.
Yes,
So
yes, I believe it.
we're setting it up.
Sounds like trouble. I'm ready. Yes, so we are.
You can handle it.
Yes, I can handle it for sure. Now we are here to chat it up about your acceptance of our impact award for your work in social activism and outreach efforts. So for those persons out there who have no clue who you are going like, wow, she's pretty, but I would really like to know what her backstory is. Yeah, just give them a little snapshot as to who is the phenomenal Nikki Phoenix.
Phenomenal Nikki Phoenix, hardworking, dedicated, just a go-getter, but definitely a people person. Love what I do. And the vision started in 2011. In 2011, I just had these personal experiences happening in my life, and it just caused me to stop and to reflect on what's happening in the society in Antigua and Barbuda. And I just, God gave me a vision to start a nonprofit organization. And I knew nothing about, nonprofit work. I knew nothing about the radio. And he was just giving me these different visions in a sense of, take control of the airwaves, go out and help people, meet them, talk to them, teach them what you know and what you've learned as an individual and as a woman. I'm a mother of two sons, we don't know the sex of our baby. I'm bringing it, girl. How can you have women of esteem and don't have a woman to carry on the legacy? Huh? Anyway, I digress. So in 2011, I found myself, going into the communities, meeting women, start taking data and finding that a lot of the women, they're having their children at 18. And then when their children reach 18, their daughters, they're having children. It's just like a reoccurring cycle. I found that, domestic abuse and sexual abuse was like on the rise. I found that a lot of the women and girls just really didn't value themselves, really didn't understand the importance of embracing and empowering oneself. They didn't understand that, they can control their destiny by their decisions and how they choose to make decisions and sacrifices for themselves. So Women of Esteem started, and, it just evolved. It evolved where now we have a girls camp, Camp Go Girl. Yeah. And that's basically the brand, that's the stamp. I mean, sure we haven't been able to have camp in the last 2 years because of, coronavirus. But parents are calling, children are messaging, asking, Auntie Nikki, what's up? What's happening with this? And the camp is the camp is a 2 weeks camp. And it gives us the opportunity to interact. It gives us the opportunity to have motivational speakers and mentors like yourself, and many of our other volunteers to come in, spend time with these girls, ages 7 to 17, and basically enlighten them, and encourage them, empower them, show them love. I'm a hugger, so we hug them a lot. We show them love a lot. And I think that that's what's missing in our society, because when our girls are growing up without fathers in the home and without having that relationship with their mothers, they're going to go out there looking for love. And we have these individuals who are preying on our girls, and for the lack of knowledge, they're being sucked into the society where it's now, excuse me, it's now important, or it's now a big thing to have a baby. I'm going to have a baby at age 16 or 17. We're not seeing our girls pushing to have bachelor degrees, or starting businesses, or just really putting their lives in order. So the work has started. It has not ended. I really love what I do. I love these girls. And when you told me that I was going to get an impact award, I was like, oh my gosh, me, little old me.
Yes.
But it's not just me making the impact, it's you making the impact, because I just have to highlight you and your contributions to all that I've been doing over the years, and your support, and you pushing me, and ideas, and not just you, like the different sponsors. I have had sponsors, like from sponsorship from Digicel and Beach Limers. I mean, Gail at Beach Limers, she's just ready. I
Yes.
just give her an
Yes.
idea, and she's like, okay, what do you need? Tell me what you need. The
Yes.
volunteers, the parents who trust us with the
Yeah.
children.
And even
So this
the
is
Halo Foundation as well.
the foundation, Lady Sandra Williams. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many individuals that
Yeah.
this impact award is not, it's not about me. It's about the individuals who see the importance of
Yeah.
coming together and work and being forceful in a society that really needs it. So we, are impacting the lives of our women and girls.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you know how I feel about, the work that you're doing, and just to see the fruit. It's one thing for people to say that they're stepping out there and they're doing this and they're doing that, but if we don't see no evidence, if we don't see no fruit, we don't see nothing producing after its own kind, we kind of have some questions. But
Yeah.
I have seen, the fruit bear, in the lives of the young people that you've impacted. Many of them have come back, with their testimonies, with their good reports, whatever you want to call it, their testimonials, whatever. Amen.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing to see. And their tears when they're leaving, when camp is over, they're like, no, this has to go on. It has to go on.
Yeah,
Now you know you're
week.
doing something really good.
No, can't have another week. I need some
Yep.
time for myself.
Not another
I
week.
need to-
No, even though I'll be honest, I've been one of them who'll be like, let's do this for another month. And she's like, no. But
Yep, and
I'm
so let's do
hoping, I'm
boys.
praying. Yes, I'm still hoping, I'm praying one day that we will see Camp Go Boy. I'm just saying.
You
But
see,
it is
I just said it. Here you come again. You had to stick it in. You
just
had to
had
stick
to
it
do it. Yes. So on the social activism side, I know you have been very, active in those areas over the years, drawing attention, to a lot of issues that actually affect the lives of women. So shed some light on some of those things that you've done.
There's so
It's a
many,
lot.
so much to mention. I mean, the 11th of October was International Day of the Girl Child.
Mhm.
And when I reflected on the day, immediately I thought of this young woman that we had a petition for, I think it was in 2018. Because there was that situation where there was a police officer who was having sex with this minor.
Yes.
And when that case came to court, that young lady was so traumatized, she was just about 15. She was traumatized. She was saying, I don't want to testify. I forgive him. And if it was me, I would have wanted him to forgive me too. And we knew that that wasn't of her free will.
Right.
We knew that she was just really, and first of all, a 15-year-old, a minor cannot give consent. And to see that the legal system, just accepts this. And I mean, I was so irritated by it. I was so angered by the entire situation that we
Yeah.
did a petition. And Prime Minister Gaston Brown, I respect him, he's the Prime Minister.
Yes.
But the Prime
Yes.
Minister went on the radio station,
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
wasn't
oh
too
no,
thrilled.
Nikki Phoenix, Nikki just want to be heard. Nikki just want to be seen and heard,
Trying to be
you
a
know.
celebrity. Oh my
And
God.
he mentioned, that they're going to have a committee in place and the
Yes.
committee is going to do this. We're in 2021 and there's still no such committee. We're still reading in the newspapers that our girls are being
That's true.
violated.
That's true.
We're still reading that somebody's going to rape a little girl and they're just going to spend 3 years in prison, or they're going to have minimal time, or because
Yes.
of who they're aligned with. We're not hearing anything about it. So
Yeah.
doing petitions, doing candlelight vigils.
Yes.
Candlelight vigils for me is one thing that I started. And again, I did stuff as it was led, as I was
Yes.
led
As you
in
were
my
led. Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
Because certain things I didn't know about. When I did the first candlelight vigil in 2012 for Melissa Rose, she was 19 years old. She was shot in her left breast by her boyfriend. And when you dig deeper into that story, the boyfriend was, she was basically in a relationship with him at a very early age. And I guess he's deciding that he owns her, she shouldn't leave him. And she lost her life at 19, and that just, I mean, just thinking about the situations that our women and girls are going through, they push me. It's drawing me and calling me to do different things. So we've done a candlelight vigil for Ida Hadid, that was stabbed at Epicurean. We've done food hampers, handing out food and clothing. We've done seminars where I've worked with OECS and had this empowerment seminars for girls, and just we've done a lot, and being partnered with Halo Foundation, being under that umbrella really assists us. Our girls have been able to meet Prince Harry, when he came to Antigua. Awesome. I remember one of the girls, Prince Harry touched her on her shoulder and said, you are the future. And when he walked up, she's like, Auntie Nikki, he touched me. He said, I'm the future. He said, I'm the future. Can I call my mom? Can I call my mom? So I think that, everything that I do, I think of the positive outcome. I have no idea sometimes how effective it's going to be, but I just trust in the spirit that I'm being led by the Most God. I trust that what I'm doing is divine and it is pure, and I feel my way through, because even when we plan the camps, sometimes I have no idea how it's going to turn out.
Right.
But we find the food and we feed our children for 2 weeks. 130 something girls, 2 weeks, getting snacks and juice and t-shirts and having prizes, and and it's just being led. It's just doing what you are called to do. And I really believe that I am divinely called to do this.
I believe so.
And it is my passion.
Yes.
And I really miss it. Like, I miss not having camp for the past 2 years. Like, come on. What's up with
But
COVID?
don't worry. In the fullness of time indeed. And as I'm listening to you, I understand always that the burden of proof will always lie in some way, shape, or form on the powers that be, within the system itself, and persons in authority to have the ability to establish policies that are able to positively transform or to affect or change the direction or course of where things have been going in our nation. But I know as citizens, as ordinary citizens, just like you have that, that passion and a drive to get up and, and be heard, to draw attention to stuff. Do you think that we as a people are doing enough to even draw these things to attention? Or to push or press the powers that be to do more?
You're going to get me started, because I see it as, the powers that be are comfortable. They are comfortable. And I'm not bringing any government down. And it's every single government that has gone into existence, or whatever you want to call that word, for the 5 years or whatever. We haven't seen any change. and it's just a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to my husband and I was telling him, I remember when I approached this one minister, which was from the previous government, and I said to her, I'm doing all this work. We really need an office space. We really need to be able to have a conference room and to have a little waiting area. And in case there's a woman or a child that needs a place to be sheltered, we need that. And I went hunting for a building. And I went to her and I told her, this is the building that we found. They said, oh, no, you can't have that building. There's going to be a diagnostic center or something like that there. No, that never happened.
Never happened.
And then the government came in, and I don't want to call this minister's name, but she was Minister of Social Transformation. She just changed to Minister of Agriculture.
Right.
And, she had me on the runaround. She literally had me on the runaround. I was getting traction from people outside of Antigua and Barbuda saying, you get this building, we're going to fund it. We're going to fund the renovations and this and that. We went hunting. We found a building in Old Halberton Hospital, just next to the hospice. I took pictures. I put the plan together. I took the plan to her and she said, I'm going to take it to Parliament next week. And next week comes and we have meetings, and I have different individuals who's been volunteering with me that can verify these things. I can pull up in my emails to show all the communications, all the data that I've put together to show that we are serious about this. But it's talk, which is very unfortunate. I have not seen anything other than talk. I haven't seen any action or anything that's been in place to really take these issues on seriously.
Right.
It's like you just dab it. You have an area to clean, and you just whitewash it. You can't get anywhere like that.
That's
so
true.
It's not happening. It's not happening for those who have the powers to do it, who have the ability to write certain policies, to sign certain checks and documents and make things happen. But there are individuals, I have to say, who are stepping up.
Yes.
Because in the past few months or a few years, looking on and seeing different individuals starting their own little nonprofit organization, and they might not have all the tools, all the individuals, all the knowledge, but the passion is there to help because they see the need to make that possible. So there are a lot of organizations that are on the rise at the moment, and I'm grateful for that, because we need to be able to be our brother's keeper. And yes, we're electing government officials, but they're not doing their jobs. They really are not doing their jobs. I'm not just saying that just to be negative about them, but I can't name a minister. I literally can't. I cannot name a government minister that I can say, oh, that individual really takes social issues on board, or that individual has really done this to make an impact. It's all a show. Election is going to come up and you're going to see them doing food hampers, or you're going to see that, but they're taking pictures. They're going to let the social media, everybody know that this is what we're doing. We're feeding the needy, but how long are we going to do that for? Voters in for another 5 years, and you can't find it.
Right.
So we, the society, we the individuals, definitely have to step up and do. I'm getting all passionate, I'm running out of breath, but you know what I mean.
Yes. But I often believe that if we can come together, and line up behind a common cause for a common purpose. I mean, it's one thing for an individual to go out there and make a noise. And trust me, I believe in the power of even one voice. But when all of us can come into agreement and say, look, this is a problem, I think that sends a real message that creates a ripple effect, not only throughout the nation, but throughout the region. And I have yet to see that. I am waiting for the day when I can say, wow, I think we have finally gotten it, that we have to take action. We have to be these agents of change. And if we don't come together and understand that, hey, there's power in our numbers, there's power in our unity, then things are going to remain the same. Because everybody's gonna be like, well, that's just so and so and But when we're out there strong,
it's
I think
unfortunate
that really sends a strong message and put pressure, for things to change.
And don't mean to cut you, sorry, but it does. But we're very divided. And I think the culture has brought us to a point where just the leaders have sown a seed of division in the
Right.
community, within the
Right.
society. It's a divide and conquer.
Yes.
It's a red and blue conversation. And this
Yes.
red and blue conversation has been happening for years.
Yes.
So if it's your party that is in government, they do no wrong.
Right.
If it's your minister that's in that particular position and not doing something,
It's all
they
good.
do no wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to do it, but you're not just harming other individuals, you're harming yourself. Because
Right.
when these situations come close to home, then is when you're of the opinion that, oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
that's
we need to
when
do
they're on
something.
the radio and want articles in the newspaper. They want everybody come to their house and interview them.
Yeah.
All kind of
And
thing they want. They want a voice now.
This
They
9-day
want answers.
conversation
They
is
want justice.
you find everybody now is on social media. That's where we're having our fights.
Right.
We're like, oh, I think this, and because you're hiding behind this phone,
That's
you're
it.
hiding.
That's it.
This is
That's
your
it.
shield. And you just say whatever you choose to say behind the camera
Right.
or behind social media, instead of really standing up. I
Yeah.
mean, the amount of women that have lost their lives in the past few years, it's astonishing.
Yes, it
But
is.
we only hear, when it's some minister's daughter, or or a previous minister's daughter. There's a big conversation about it. Or somebody who worked at the passport office, like this young woman that lost her life a couple of months ago. She worked at the passport office, and the prime minister put out a statement saying that blah 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 blah. But there's no action.
Right.
There's no action.
Right.
It's like we're just so passive. We're just like, oh
Right.
my God,
Right.
I'm so
Passive
sorry to hear.
aggressive.
Yeah,
But I pray for a day when we'll have people who are not afraid to go on the front line. People such as yourself, who are not
I'm
afraid
not afraid to
or
go on the front
intimidated
line.
or shy about speaking the truth, speaking it
And I'm
as
not
it
going to
is.
back down. I'm
Right.
not going to back down from it, and I'm going to
That's
keep
it.
talking, and they're going to know this name forever.
That's it.
They're going to know, they're going to know this face forever. When they hear this name or see this face, they must be like, oh, yeah, we need to do something about this. And this is how I keep it. This is how I keep the pressure. And even though I'm here in the UK, I mean, I'm so involved in all of what is happening in Antigua, like nothing misses me. Because I have to keep up. I have to keep them on their toes. And I still have these individuals that I would contact and say like, hey, what's going on? Or what is this? What is happening? And my work in Antigua is not done, but I've been really praying for the Most High God to extend my borders so that my work will be on another level, and in greater magnitude, so that I can find more support. And a lot of those social work that I do, it's financial support that's needed. We get the volunteers, but these volunteers give up their time and their energy, and they're dedicated. But I can't find a way to repay them other than saying thank you, or finding a token or something. So the work needs to be financially supported.
Yes.
And that's one thing that's been a struggle. I don't mind begging. I can go to I don't mind begging, I'm saying. I can go to all the sponsors and, try to talk to them and have conversations so we can do this, we can do that. But I am praying to the Most High to find a support system that says, hey, we're going to fund this, you get this done. Because we have results.
Yes.
From 2011 to now, we have results, we have testimonials, we have the data to show that everything that we have been doing, it is honest, fair, it is effective, and it is causing an impact.
Awesome. Awesome. So in our last few moments, I just want you to speak to the women of the world, the young girls of the world, and even our young men, because our men need, and not just inspiration, our men need to be awakened, need to be quickened, need to come into their sense of purpose and their rightful place in society, and to know who they are authentically, as leaders, as the head and not the tail, in our society. So I want you to speak to them in our last few minutes. Just take next 2 minutes, and hey, we'll call this a wrap for now. Let's go.
That's like putting me on the spot, man. A couple of weeks ago, I did a presentation for this organization called Girls Stand Up, and they're all the way in Guyana, sorry. And I was very moved by the fact that the individuals that are the organizers, they knew about the work that I was doing in Antigua. They've been following the work, and they saw it fit for me to be a part of their girls' conference to impact their girls. And a lot of the girls, when they're speaking, they spoke of individuals who would always tell them, oh, you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do that, or that is too much, and placing all these limitations on them. And it doesn't happen only in Antigua, it happens with women in general. Women and girls are always bored or on the borderline. We're always the individuals that says, why do you need to think so hard? Or why do you need to think so high? Why does your idea need to be so huge? Or, you're full of yourself, or you're just too much, I want women and girls to know that they are limitless. I want them to know that there are no boundaries. There are no limitations to your ideas. There are no limitations to your desires with regards to your life, with regards to plans that you have for yourself. There is nothing in this entire world, this whole creation of mankind, that you cannot do. Because again, once you understand yourself, once you understand that you are being divinely guided, which is very important too. So having a relationship with the Most High God is key. That is first and foremost. That is your director, that gives you your direction to be able to manifest the things that you desire, the visions that you are given. So to be limitless is to know that there are no boundaries. And I want our girls to know, I want women to know that there are no boundaries. You might encounter so many challenges, challenge after challenge after challenge, but your aim is always to turn that test into a testimony, and to be able to use the knowledge that you have gained to encourage somebody else, to empower another woman, another girl. So it's important that we change our mindset. Mindset is so important. And when we talk about the men, changing the mindset of our men and boys in our society is important. It starts with the woman. It starts at home. It starts at how our mothers are raising their sons. It's the foundation that we are setting as parents, as friends, as individuals, the people that you associate yourself with. So women and girls just borderless. There are no limits. There's nothing that, look at you, come on, the things. I usually argue with you saying, Stanshaw, get some rest.
True.
Just take a break. I don't think you know what that is, but you'll get there.
I will.
But I think it's very important for us to understand that we can do anything, and there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new that we would say, hey, I want to do this, and nothing is impossible. So changing our mindset and having a different approach to society with regards to social media, and having a mind of your own, thinking logically for yourself, and not just using that or substituting that easy way out of doing what the masses is doing. Always try to do something opposite. You try to be different, and different and being unique it's just awesome. Because when I started doing what I was doing, I didn't even know what I was doing.
Right.
I'm so serious about it. Like, I didn't know anything about nonprofit, but you learn and you grow and you thrive through your learning. And I think that is very important for us to do. So just try new things, try new ideas, just express yourself in unique ways, and also be centered. It's so important for every single individual, whether boy, girl, man, woman, to be centered. That is very, very important. So I think prayer for me, my quotation is always, prayer answereth all things. That's always been my mantra, and I really believe that. And I just pray.
Amen.
I just pray, because I don't know how it's going to turn out, because I have no control, but I just pray. So I pray my way through every single situation, every single idea, whatever I'm about to do, I just pray. So we need to encourage our society to do that. We need to acknowledge that we're not in control, and that is key also. So I would share that. I can share so much more, but be limitless, be prayed up.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Thank you so much. That's a great note for us to end on. Hey, we keep the Most High at
Of
the
course.
place where he needs to be, right there on top. Yeah. And
Center,
everything
center,
else
center.
has got to come into alignment. And
Yes.
that in itself will set our mind on what we need to be focused on and will enable us to accomplish the right targeted goals. So
Exactly.
that's where it's at. So
Yes,
thank
we're
you so
excited.
much.
Yes, so we're all making an impact. So again, this
Amen.
award is not just for me, it's for every single individual, every volunteer, every child,
Amen.
every sponsor, every person that has worked with us over the years. It's us. We did this,
God.
not just me.
Amen. Thank you so much, Nikki
You're
Phoenix.
welcome.
God bless
Wanna
you.
know?
Much love. Much love. Thank you so much. Have a great
You're
day.
welcome. You too, darling.
Kiss the little one for me.
Yeah,
All right.
soon, right? Wink, wink.
All right. Have a great one.
Take care.
Blessings.
Mhm.